Hello everyone and welcome back to another Manga Monday. Today I am going to be reviewing volume 2 of Haikyu, the volleyball sports manga that I reviewed last week as well. So I went right from volume 1 to volume 2, as in I finished volume 1, set it down, and immediately picked up volume 2 because they're kind of the continuation of the same story. And if you're reading this series, I would recommend doing that as well, just moving right from volume 1 to volume 2 because it's kind of one big story in these first two volumes. So this manga series follows the adventures of Hinata, who has been inspired to play volleyball after seeing a shorter individual succeed at these national games in Japan. And the announcer was really impressed with the shorter individual in the games, and Hinata thought, I can play volleyball too, and he has been on a mission to play volleyball. However, after a disappointing middle school game in which this boy, Kageyama, was kind of cruel to him and mocked Hinata's drive and by saying, hey, you have a lot of drive, but it's not going to get you anywhere, they wind up on the same high school volleyball team together, and now they have to learn to work together as a team. So this volume kind of continues the story of Hinata having to learn the technical side of the game that he didn't really have, but he has a lot of drive and natural athleticism and will and drive to win. But Kageyama has that experience. However, Kageyama doesn't work well in a team. He's very much self-focused, and that's something that he had left over from his middle school days, where he was clearly the best on his team, but he didn't treat his team well, or he didn't use his skills within the team setting. So together they weren't able to go as far as Kageyama wanted them to. These two boys do not like each other, but they're going to have to learn to work together because Kageyama is the setter on the team and Hinata wants to be a wing spiker. So together they're going to have to work together, and the the captain of the team realizes that they could actually be a really powerful duo if they start working together, but first they need to start working together. And that's the premise of this book, is them figuring out how to work together without really liking each other yet. This book also has a practice game in it, so that is the first time Hinata has actually played a real game besides his one in middle school, and he is incredibly nervous, so it's also him overcoming the nerves and learning to trust the team, even the people on the team he doesn't like as much. There's another person who was introduced. I forget if he was introduced in volume 1. I think he was. He was already introduced in volume 1, and that is Kei Tsukushima. I'm not entirely sure how to say that first name. There it is. Tsukushima is a middle blocker. He's really tall. He's 6'2", so he definitely thinks height is important to the game of volleyball and doesn't really think that Hinata is cut out for the sport because he thinks that there's not really anything Hinata can do for his height. But Hinata is determined to prove otherwise. We can see by his big smile there, he is very driven to win, and he is excited to play this game, and he is just in love with the sport of volleyball. I loved this this volume in the series. This was a great entry. I would give it 4 stars, high 4 stars. Very, very entertaining. It makes me want to run out and get volume 3 immediately. I have really been enjoying this series. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I kind of slept on this series for a while, so I don't know, and I don't know why. I don't know why I waited so long to read this series, because it is so good, and I definitely think it lives up to the hype. So if you haven't read this series, I really recommend giving it a read. See if you like it. If you have, let me know what you thought about it. I'd love to chat. Other than that, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.